Welcome to Mike Kooly Radio. Let's get it, because we gonna get it in. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody having a blessed day. You know what I always say. I always say, stay sucker free. That's right, stay sucker free from these haters, because the haters are just gonna hate. Let them hate. Make that motivate you to achieve the goals that they think you can't achieve. Let the haters hate. Alright? Make sure you download Mike Kooly Radio. That's right, download Mike Kooly Radio right now. You can download Mike Kooly Radio or go on Podbean and download Mike Kooly Radio on Podbean. Also, follow Mike Kooly Radio on all digital platforms, from iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and you name it. Spotify. You can find Mike Kooly Radio. Please follow Mike Kooly Radio. Hit the notification, follow. When you hit the notification, guess what? That means that every time I have a segment or anytime you hear about Mike Kooly Radio, it will pop up in your feed and you can be able to listen to every episode that I do. So please hit the notification and have your friends follow. Follow Mike Kooly Radio also on social media networks. Also, that's right, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow me, put my name in, MikeKooly, and I will pop right up. That's right, I will pop right up. Now, this segment is very interesting because I have a lot to talk about here. I was with a friend. You know what? Let's do a Mike Kooly story. Can we do that, everybody? Can we do the Mike Kooly story? Can we sit down and give you Mike Kooly stories? Remember when I used to do that? Remember I did Mike Kooly stories? If you listen to Mike Kooly Radio a lot and you've been listening for a few years, you know I have my stories. And I have interesting stories to talk about. This story, I want to explain to people. All right, it's a great story. So let's get to it. I'm at a friend's house. I'm sitting back, I'm smoking, I'm chilling. You know, we all having, me and her having a good conversation, some other people. We all friends, we're having a great conversation. Right? So one of our other friends decided to come over. And he comes and sits down. And I asked him, I say, hey, man, how you doing, man? How's everything been, man? I've been good, Kooly. I've been great. Okay, we shake hands. Everything is all good. Everything is all great. And everything. Now, this dude has took some classes, some martial art classes. Back in the days, he used to get bullied when he was a kid. He used to get bullied. So now, you know, he's older, he's in his 30s, and now he's taking these martial art classes. Right? So he's taking these martial art classes. And now he wants to fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now he wants to fight everybody. And I had to explain to him, I said, man, what's with all the violence? Why every time you're talking about you want to hurt somebody coming up to you, or where is all the violence? We're older now. The older we get, we're supposed to be chilling back. We don't supposed to be out here on some violence. You know what I mean? Trying to fight everybody and things like that to try to show that we're hard. We did that when we were young, when we were kids. You're late. I told him, you're late. You should have done that back in the early 2000s or something like that, back in the middle school era and things like that. You're late now. You're late to the party. I am so sorry to give you the bad news, but you are late to the party. All right? You need to sit your old ass down, you know what I mean, and chill out before you find yourself out being dead or locked up. That's what I told him. Because when you have a temper and an attitude, there's two ways it's going to go. You're either going to go to jail or you're going to get yourself killed out here trying to be Mr. Big Bad Wolf. Sometimes we have to understand that there was a time and a place for these things. When you 38, 40 years old, 50 years old, you don't have time to be committing crimes, man. And they're giving you 5 to 10 years in jail, in prison, whatever. They're giving you 10 years in prison. Do you know how much time you ain't going to get out until you're about 50, 60 years old? So if you're 50 years old and you go out here and you commit a crime, they give you 10 to 12 years, then you're not getting out till 62. And now you got to get out and try to rebuild your life at 62? You got to be kidding me. If you 38 years old, let's do some more math, people. If you 38 years old, right? 38. And you went and did a crime and they gave you 5 to 6 years. Let's go light. Let's go light. You won't get out until you're almost 50. You'll be 40 something, but you'll be almost in your 50. But you got to remember, when you get out, it's harder to find a job. You're behind the 8 ball because you have a criminal record. So now you got to come back out here and try to redeem yourself and hopefully get accepted back into society, and hope to get back into it at a older age where even when you get older, a lot of jobs don't hire, people 60 something years old, 50 something years old. Your job options start to thin. So they better get the young bloods to come in. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I hope people understand what I mean. The temper will get you caught up and get you locked up and get you in, I told him straight out, I said, listen, bro, people got kids. He got kids. People got kids out here. The last thing you want to do is get yourself caught up, anger, trying to fight somebody because they think because you get into an incident. Communication is key. You have kids out here. You don't want to be locked up and you're not here for your kids. There's so many male figures out there, especially African Americans, are locked up and they're not there for their daughters. And they're not there for their sons. Especially not there for their daughters because they should be an example of what a woman would want in a man if they were there for their child. That's why it's so important to be with men to be with their daughters. And be with their kids in general so that your kid can have a reflection of you as a father and say, hey, I want to be that type of man, or I want my dad raised me good. A woman to say, my dad raised me good, show me love. I need a man to show the love that my dad was showing me and raising me. That's the type of man I want. But all the men are getting locked up, going to jail and stuff. So I'm trying to explain to him, man, it's not a good idea to just be out here wanting to be on the violent stuff all the time. It's time to relax. You should have done this when you was younger. It's time to chill out now. You're too old for this. Too old to be talking about violence. We should be talking about success. We should be talking about what's your goals, achievements that you're trying to get to because you're at a certain age. And what is your goal for your kids? These things I want to hear. I don't want to hear about no violence. I'm going to choke this person out. I'm going to do this to this person. I'm going to do that to this person. Oh, this person came up and ran up on me and he said this and that. I'm going to say, man, you're in a lot of drama. You get what I'm saying? Man, I don't have none of that, man. So what environment you're in? You know what I mean? Because I don't have none of that, man. My place is peaceful where I'm at. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't put myself in those type of circles. When you put yourself in certain circles, or you get yourself, thinking that you're big and bad, now you're in your 40s and now you want to be big and bad. No. It doesn't work like that. All right? Get it together, fellas. Get it together. I hope my boy listened. I hope he understands what I said. This is a story I want to tell people because there's so many people out there it's too damn old and want to be big and bad. They want to act like they big and tough. Well, you have nothing to prove. Because sometimes people don't understand the quietest person in the room is the most dangerous in the room. So why would you sit up here and try to act big and bad to prove a point for what? Get locked up for what? What are we winning at the end of the day by doing this? We know what the stock market is getting. We know what the people that is investing into the prisons is getting. We know exactly they're getting good money for people going to prison. Yes, there's a stock market for the prisons. So at the end of the day, all you become is a number for this stock market for this stock market money. So at the end of the day, you're in some problems. All right. So, last thing I would say before I get off this thing is, Communication is key. And if you can't communicate with the individual that you're going to get into it with or anybody, it's why it's good to just walk away. It's good to just walk away and say, hey, man, you know what? I'm just going to walk away from this situation, because if you don't and you get violent, you can hurt that individual. They could sue you, right? They could sue you for hurting on them. It could be criminal charges depending on how far you done took it. So at the end of the day, why bring all this stuff if we can just sit back and have a communication? We can communicate. We can communicate. And if we can't, then, hey, this is so much world and space. It's a big world out here. You can go your way, I can go my way. You don't never have to speak or interact. But to stay away from the violence is the key, because when you hurt somebody or something goes wrong, bad things happen and nothing comes good out of it. And I know sometimes we can't help it, and things happen and people get violent. But there's big consequences in the law when you get violent. And them boys, I call the police them boys. When them boys come in for you and come to take you on in there, you're not going to be happy about the results that's going to come to you, because you couldn't keep your temper down. You couldn't stay relaxed and calm and found another way to find a solution to the problem. So at the end of the day, I hope people listen. I hope he listens. I hope he understands that violence is not the key. And we shall see. This is Mike Kooly Radio. Let's get it, because we gonna get it in. Please leave your comments and let me know what's going on with you guys. And anything else you want to hear, please let me know so I can make sure I make a segment on it. Mike Kooly Radio, and I am out.